I would like to do something with the feet on the wall
Uh-huh.
because what I noticed, and I noticed this at the very beginning when I first started taking CMI, when
Mhm.
I'm in supine, I have a hard time with the movements comes initiating at my feet. And I guess it's because there's nothing like there's no gravity, there's no feedback. I'm not quite sure if it's a proprioceptive issue or just like that's one of the problems that I have with my
Reminder
body.
for everyone new here. I'm a counterterrorist.
Sorry.
And so like I know I did the wall walking, and I think that starts with one and two, doesn't it? With just like the feet on the wall and lifting the heels and then pulling your toes back towards your head. That was my thought. I don't know what anybody else wants to do.
Any other suggestions? Hi, Claire. Nice to see you.
Yeah, long time ago. Sorry. Yeah.
Well, I like December's idea. The only other thing I've been thinking about is after our work with the clavicle and such is I find that it's hard to know the steps of how you get yourself into neutral when you know you haven't been in neutral and you're is you've always told stand up straight, throw your shoulders back, all those kinds of things. And I think about those, but when I think about how to actually stop and pause and relax that area through your body, through the shoulder girdle, through your ribs and pelvis, I'm not sure what positioning is the best thing for relaxing or actually being in neutral when you're trying to come out of when you're trying to you've been doing something and you realize you're kind of out of align, how to realign that. I don't know if there are, anyway, it's just an idea for some time, not today, some steps for how to do that in an
Okay.
integrated way, so you're thinking of it all and
Uh-huh.
standing and in the various positions.
Yeah. I mean, I can think of a pretty simple way to do that right off the top of my head. And that would be when you're finished with your project, just to go into standing or any position you want and do pass one and two
Yep.
so that you feel how the clavicles are moving and how the shoulder blades are moving and how that's related. So that you just, or you could do any other two pathways and just see if that sort of realigns you.
It does. I've thought of that before at times. I've done that, especially with snow shoveling. So you're
Oh.
right. That does help it. I think where I get a little funny is then, so with that, then you're getting your pelvis in the right directions when you're doing that. That's a very good suggestion
Yeah.
to apply it more.
Yeah.
You know what, too, Nancy? If you have somebody take a picture of you from the side, you can look at your posture and you can see is my pelvis tilted or my shoulders back or forward, and it might give you an image when you're doing something to think, what can I do to drop my shoulders, to bring my head back over my spine? It may help, it may
Yeah.
not.
Oh, no,
Just
that's a good suggestion. Thank you.
Okay.
I have one thing. I'm having more sensation when I've sat at a meeting or a whatever for a couple of hours and then go to stand. So I like the idea of maybe doing my leg motions before I stand up, do the sitting something. And sometimes I do that and sometimes I don't remember. That's it. Thank you.
Like doing the pathways in seated position.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
do
exactly.
something that reorients my hips and my legs,
Yes.
my feet. Yeah.
Yeah. When you're in a meeting, you can do the pathways while you're there, especially if you're bored. In a very small
Invisible,
motion,
not, it doesn't have to be noticeable.
and nobody will know you're doing it.
Yeah.
Well, I did that at the theater all the time. You're right. I had years of doing that,
Uh-huh.
sitting and in the dark there.
Right.
Okay.
And if someone asks you, what you're doing and say, I'm doing my exercises. You can do your exercises too. Okay. Let me think here. So December, you would like, it sounds like you would like me to do some demonstrating of the pathways on the wall. Okay. That's the hardest one for me to set up in my room, but I can do it. So everybody needs to find a wall space and where they can lie on the floor and put their feet up on the wall. Or if you don't have a wall space where that's available, then you can use a very sturdy chair. Okay, now I need you to, going to show you two different possible camera angles that I'll use. Tell me which one you think is better. Can you see one? So you're going to lie down on the floor with your feet facing the wall. And you want to be your buttocks close enough to the wall that you're just about, that your knees are a little further away from you than your hips. And your feet are on the wall. And this is just about a 90-degree angle between your lower leg and your upper leg. So it's exactly like sitting, but you've put the chair so that the back is on the floor. So I can give you this view, or I can give you this view. Do you have a preference?
I think that one's probably easiest for everybody to actually see more,
Okay.
but you might have to speak a little louder or mic yourself.
Yeah, I can put my mic on. I need to put something a little bit heavy in the chair because it's a little too light. Okay. Well, okay. Can you see me and can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
Kim.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So we can start with paths 1 and 2 and think that you can shift your weight so that your toes are touching the wall and the heels are slightly lifted from the wall. And then you can switch so that your heels are on the wall and the toes are coming away. And if you put your hands on any of the customary landmarks, your pubic bones, your front pelvic bones, your ribs, your low abdomen, and your chest. While you're doing that shift, you'll find yourself on paths 1 and 2. Path 1 when your toes are pushing on the wall, and path 2 when your heels are pushing on the wall. Does that make sense? My wall's a little unstable here. Okay, so now to do path 4, if my let me make my left leg the active leg. I'm going to push my toes into the wall. And if you put your hands on your front pelvic bones, ASISs, you'll feel the active leg, the left leg. On that side, the ASIS is moving down, and the buttock is getting unweighted. And on the inactive right side, you'll feel the ASIS coming up towards your head, and there's more weight on the right buttock. It's closer to the floor. So the weight has shifted over to the right buttock. So here you're on path 4 with a left active leg, and your right leg, your inactive leg, has gone into path 3. You can do the same thing on the other side. Make the right side the active leg. Go into path 4 by pushing the toes into the wall. And the left inactive side is going into path 3. And you can do an active path 3 on the right side by pushing your heel into the wall. And it's fine to lift your toes off the wall a little bit so that you get a clearer sense that it's the heel that's pushing into the wall. And you can go back and forth so that you're walking while lying on your back. And this is a really helpful position to do this because you get such a clear sense of how the inactive side makes the low back makes a really strong contact with the floor. If you think you're on path 4, going to the toes, then the opposite side is making that really total contact with the floor. You could feel your ribs too, feel how they're rotating in the same direction as your pelvis. Your breastbone. Is all of that clear? Any questions? Okay. So you could think of this as walking. If you put your heel down, let's say I'm going to make my right leg the active leg and push my right toes into the floor or into the wall, excuse me, and see if that allows me to lift my left foot away from the wall. I'm going to say that again because I'm not sure I said it correctly. You're going to make your right leg the active leg, push your right toes into the wall, and see if that can make it very easy for you to lift your left leg away from the wall. Feel how the left low back and buttocks really make complete contact with the floor. Okay, next we're going to take the left heel and put that down on the floor. And then move the left foot so now that toes are on the floor, and that makes the right foot easy to lift away from the wall. Again, put your right heel down so it's on the wall. Put the rest of your foot down and lift the right heel so there's more weight on the right toes, and get that same feeling of lift on the left leg, on the opposite leg. So here we're walking while the feet are on the wall. December, I think it's you that I'm looking at, yes. I think you could move your body a little further away from the wall so that the angle between your thigh and your trunk is not a right angle. It's greater than a right angle. It's just like when you're sitting, you want your knees lower than your hips. So you want your knees closer to the wall than your hips. You could go a little further even than that, I think. So move your body away from the wall. That's it. Okay, now what happens if you put your heel down and then your toe down and lift your heel? Okay, you can stop and rest whenever you'd like to.
I noticed a distinction here, Kimmy.
Yeah.
which was that if instead of pressing down towards the toe end of the foot, like pressing down into the ball of the foot, I was instead pulling down the foot. When I pull the foot down the wall, then it tends to pull my pelvis into anterior tilt. So I really had to, be clear that I was pressing away, and that got me into path 4 on the active leg and path 3 in the other side. So it's that just difference between pulling down, which was pulling me into path 1, versus
Uh-huh.
pushing.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
I know I know to do that, but I noticed at one point I had that arch in my lower back when I was not supposed to, and then I figured out that it was coming from pulling down a little bit rather than just simply pushing.
Okay.
So I thought I'd share that in case
Okay.
anybody else
You
had.
need to push with your heel in order to get your back flat.
On the active foot, you're pushing with your heel.
Yes.
Well, then you come into path 3 on that side,
Right. Uh-huh. And
and
the other.
path 1 on the other side. But you could do it by pushing into the ball of the foot, coming into path 4 on the active side, and then releasing the inactive side in path 3, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you do the opposite of that and you push with your heel on the
Yep.
right side,
Yeah.
right, then the right side's going into path 3 and the left side's going into path 4.
Yeah.
I don't understand the pull, but what's the language?
What?
I don't understand the pull, the push and pull. We're just pushing, no? So you're pushing
Yes.
away. So what's
No,
Yes,
there's
we're
no
just
pulling.
pushing. Yeah, we're not supposed to pull. I was making the mistake, and
Okay.
I just noticed how that wasn't working. That's all.
So you
Yeah,
push
okay.
either with the ball of your foot and toes, or you push with your heel. Okay? This
But I
is
do understand that if you pull, you only can pull from your lower back. That's what I understand, Louise. And then you get an extension of your lower back. That's true.
Yeah,
But
it's a mistake, and I just shared it because I discovered it, and I thought, well, maybe if someone else is not finding that
yeah,
side to side
I
rolling,
understand.
there it
okay.
could be because of that
Very good.
mistake.
Okay. Other questions or comments?
Found it easier. I thought of Deb telling us to breathe.
Uh-huh.
That helped instead of concentrating. It's interesting when I'm walking or doing things. I mean, the pathways are super clear to me, but like once Louise said that about pushing and pulling, it it didn't. It just threw an extra something in to be aware of, and just for some reason I have that, like, the when I push with my heel on the wall,
Mhm.
like, so I guess I wasn't pushing with my heel on the wall, because like sitting here with my feet on the floor pushing, I definitely go into 3, but I found myself going into 4 on the wall, and I'm like, what is going on here? So I guess
Yeah. Did it help at all when you moved back away from the wall?
no, it felt weird to me. It like was, it felt harder for me, and maybe that's because of proprioception,
Mhm.
some joints, like closer to the wall. I felt I could push and farther away, it became more unclear. So,
Okay.
May I ask you what became more unclear? Because if you do what Kimmy says and push with your heel, you cannot resist to the fact that your pelvis is going backwards. No? You're moving away from the wall, and it's impossible that it becomes unclear because your pelvis is going backwards and your lower back has more contact with the floor.
right.
Um,
I understand that, and I can absolutely feel that now.
okay. So, December, if you move both feet towards pushing with the toes, with the ball of the foot, so you're moving both heels away from the wall and moving both, then alternate that with moving both heels toward the wall and really pull your feet away. Yep. Good.
That's it, is not stopping the pull, like pulling, concentrating on actually getting those toes closer to my shin. That is the, instead of just going like that.
Yeah, right.
That
I'm
make,
sorry. I need to make sure that I say move your ankles so that your toes
right.
away from the wall, not just your toes away from the wall.
Right. That makes a big difference.
Yes. And I have a bad habit about that. I'll try to change it.
That's good. I got that. Very clear. Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
5 and 6.
Any other questions? Difficulties?
While we're here, could we review something we haven't done in a while, the leg parallelograms?
Okay. The four bar closed kinematic chains.
Yes.
Okay. We did that last week with
Oh, I'm
Alpha.
sorry. Well, the last time I missed it last time, so let's not do it. I can go back to see the video. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet.
Okay, he was doing it in standing.
Oh, great. I missed that. I'll go
And
back. Yeah,
and he said it helped loosen his adductors.
good. Yes.
Oh, well, and
But
that
we can do it. I've forgotten if we did it in lying down last week, also.
would be nice.
Okay, let's do it.
Can I say something? I kind of made a discovery. I don't know what you will think of it, Kimmy, but because I have problems with one hip still, and I started making eights with my pelvis rather than a circle, like eights and then eights the other way. And I felt I was also going through my feet, like in the 4 bars kinematic chain. I was actually going into all the pathways. I mean, mostly 3, 4, 5, and 6, and doing the kinematic chain at the same time, like a little dance.
Yeah, sounds great.
I don't know if it's relevant for you.
Were you standing up or lying down? How were you doing?
Standing up. So standing up, and then the pelvis, think of doing eights with the pelvis. And then the feet are
feet are going around the rectangle. Okay.
So the feet will also go through. And it happens by itself, actually.
Wow.
So good.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to try.
Looks great.
Well,
Would you like to try to teach us that?
voilà. Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess the first idea would be to think of drawing an 8 on the floor, and maybe like the tail is drawing an 8 on the floor, and then we'll do first a little 8 number, designing a little 8 number on the floor, and then it can expand. And the more we expand, the more we go actually through pathways. 4, 3. I mean, to me it makes sense, but I don't know if for you it makes sense. And then also the feet, let it travel to the, if you don't lock the knees, then the movement will travel till the feet. And so going to the heels and to the outside of the foot and through the front across, and then inside. Maybe I'm explaining much too fast, but yeah. So if you loose knees. Does it make sense for you or not?
Yeah. I think I'm trying to figure out if it's what happens to your feet when you're using the CMI walking.
Could be. Could be.
Could be.
But
Okay.
anyway, it feels to me very like the four bars kinematic chain you taught us, either laying or sitting.
It has sense, Claire, for me, it has sense. I get the sense of gliding.
Yeah. And then it's traveling also through, I mean, if I start really small and then I expand, it's going through the whole spine till
Yeah,
and the neck.
Yeah, it's just like a whole body spiraling. And I noticed that I was going into my easy side and just staying there. And then I reversed direction. And that is like a whole other story. And there's a lot more for me. It's like I gotta find my non-habitual side.
Yeah.
Work on that one to balance.
And when it gets bigger, you can engage the gaze too. So I mean, actually, the whole body is like
using the elbows too, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like a fast forward CMI.
Yes. I like that it is whole body.
So
it's definitely easier on one side than
what I
going
see,
in one direction than the other.
What I see Louise doing is making this circle 8 from the midst of her pelvis. And what I saw you doing, Claire, and that's also very nice, of course, both, is having the point of weight towards the feet when you're making the form of an 8.
It's just because I let it travel. If you lock something, it won't travel.
Yes, but where's the point that leads master the movement?
I start with the pelvis.
The pelvis. Okay.
And then
I can follow Louise with it because I don't see the feet.
Yeah. Yeah, I was wondering actually what it would do to other people. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, I do like that it travels in the mid back. For me anyway, it does definitely travel up there, and it definitely works that weak hip. or balances, you know, a little bit more.
Yeah.
I have something more for the equation. What about if you cross your legs a little? Oh,
Ooh, that's a balance thing then.
for the fascia, doing the four kinematic, but with the cross leg, and you can feel all a nice feeling of fascia and gliding down.
Interesting. I'm falling
That's hard.
apart doing so.
And also is traveling around.
Ah,
But Alpha, are you leading from the feet or from the pelvis doing that?
I'm leading from the feet.
That's what I thought.
ah,
I imagine the four chain in the floor. And my skin is like touching from one leg to the other and gets a nice gliding.
So when you do that, I know we follow the kinematic chain, right? The 4 bar.
Yeah.
Are you doing the same thing with both feet at the same time?
I don't know. I feel I'm following my inner sense, so I don't know what I'm doing really. But I guess yes. Can you see what I do?
I think I'm doing the same movements on both feet in the same direction.
Yeah.
Except that the outside and the inside are opposite, right? I'm outside on the, no. Depends on how you think about it. If you think about how the feet are like this, how they are, I'm on the outside, or I'm on the left side of both of the feet, which is the inside of the right foot and the outside of the left foot.
And so I saw some people crossing also the arms. So you get a nice gliding in all your inner.
Okay.
A really laboratory today.
Yeah.
For me, the thing on the wall was really a lumbar treatment.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was great.
Interesting. Yeah.
A lumbar rehabilitation, we can say.
Yeah. Because you get so much tactile information about the lumbar area when you're in that position.
My walking was great
Uh-huh.
before that, just after that.
Yeah.
So that doing Claire's and then Alpha's variation, I feel like a big release across my super low back, like my sacrum and my lumbar, and a lot of awareness there. And that's where my injuries are. So it's a nice feeling. I guess I kind of just ignore that part so I don't hurt myself or don't feel it when I do. But that was interesting. And when I crossed my arms, I didn't have to hold onto the wall for balance. But when I first started with my legs crossed, I'm like, a little wobbly.
So I'd like to just bring home the point about paths 1 and 2 and the foot position, right? So whenever you go to the front of your foot and you go into plantar flexion, that puts you in path 1. And whenever you go onto your heels and lift up your toes, that puts you in more of a path 2. And when we separate the legs just to get a larger base of support and be able to make a bigger movement, we're doing the same thing. We're putting our weight towards the front of both feet for path 1 and towards the heels of both feet for path 2. And that happens in every position. And you can think of paths 3 and 4 of being a path 1 on one side and a path 2 on the other side. So again, you can
Would you show us?
control those movements by shifting the weight on your feet.
Could you show us that?
Okay, I'll try. So if I'm going to go into path 4 with my right foot, I'm going to put more weight on that foot. And I don't know if you can see, my left heel has lifted off the ground. And that brings me into rotation. Okay. Whereas if I do the same movement on both sides, I don't get any rotation. I just get a sagittal plane movement. The whole body, both sides of the body move in the same way. So this is if both feet are going to the toes, I'm in path 1 on both sides. And if both feet, the weight goes to the heel, I'm in path 2. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. But if I put my right foot into path 1, going to the toes, and my left foot into path 2, going to the heel, it puts me into rotation. And I'm on path 4 if my right foot is the active leg, or if I make the left foot the active leg and bring the let me see, let me have my feet even. So I'm going to put my weight on my right toes and my weight on my, as soon as I put my weight on my right toes, the weight shifts to my left heel. You want to try that? Just stand up and shift your weight to both toes and both heels. And you go into path 1 when you go to your toes, and to path 2 when you go to the heels. Now, if I keep my feet even and I put my weight on my right toes, then almost automatically the weight goes to my left heel. And the same if I do it the other way. Weight to the right, weight to the left toes, and on the other side, on the right side, the weight shifts towards the heel. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. For me, it's more like it's not my sensation, it's not that it's happening from one foot to the other foot. It's like it's going from putting the weight on the front of the foot, and then there is some spiral happening in the back, and then that makes the weight go to the heel.
Yes,
That's how I experience it. Yeah.
yes, that's absolutely right.
Okay.
And it made a difference for me having the feet lined up rather than stepped apart.
Uneven. Yeah. Which way was easier, Louise?
I didn't have a problem in path 1 and 2 when the feet were stepped apart, but going into paths 3 and 4 automatically happened much more naturally when the feet were closer together.
Uh-huh. Okay. Any other comments, questions?
I'm trying backwards, walking backwards.
It's also a very nice spiral, no?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Nice.
And that's actually what happens when you walk, when you use the CMI pathways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that was shown by Alpha with the feet over each other, that felt for my right hip very insecure. But of course, maybe I should see it as a constriction. Huh? That you do that to improve the movement later on in the pathways. Something like that, no?
Yeah.
Because really, with the feet over each other, I cannot do the pathways. It's imaginary, maybe, but it's too much. One side. The 3 and 4 on my right side, it's impossible then. But I could do them imaginary, and I can imagine, I didn't do it, but I can imagine that afterwards, the pathways with feet beside each other are going to become, nevertheless, more easy. So that it has also an effect. Huh?
So I have the same experience of it being complicated to cross my legs and balance, but sometimes there may be a way of doing it on my back or in another position that I get some of that feeling. But thank you for talking about that.
Yeah.
For me.
Good.
I think it would be quite all right when you're starting to have something that you can put your hands on.
Yeah.
To help your balance.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's a good idea.
Or put your hands on the wall lightly or something like that.
Yeah, guiding.
So that you don't have to worry about the balance.
And
it's not only the balance, it's also
it's
a weird feeling because the endo rotation is not so nice on one side. So when you do a very small or even imaginary movement in that direction with the 3 and the 2, 3 and the 4 patterns, that's maybe possible, but not a big movement, not like I saw moving Alpha and Claire. It's really too much.
But I think if you crossed your feet, maybe a hand on the wall, but concentrated on the kinematic chain through your feet and not worry about anything else, and then let that movement travel.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that kinematic thing. That's this, huh?
No, it's you put your heel down, you go to the outside of your foot, you weight shift through the
Yeah. Oh,
front
yeah.
foot,
Yeah.
and then it's that
Yeah.
connected chain
Yeah,
that
that's what I mean. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
this one. Yeah. Yeah.
You can
Okay.
imagine a
Thank you.
rectangle on the bottom of your foot,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and you follow the lines of that rectangle across your heel, down the outside of your foot, across the front of your foot, down the inside of your foot.
Good.
It's called a 4-bar kinematic chain.
Yeah. Yeah. It can bring stability, of course. But in that position, the twisted position, I'm not sure, but I'm going to try.
and
Yeah, it's just a little variation.
Yeah.
changing the front foot might be easier. I noticed that with myself. Like one side was like, whoa, the other side was much more stable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
But there was also a movement that will release the adductors. Which one was that? This movement that you did last week or something, Kimi?
Kind of a little like clear, but a movement, but a little bit wider with my legs. Oh, my camera again.
It's nice, Elfo. You're a little bit shady.
No, because it's a little bit untidy.
It's okay. Or stay close to the camera, maybe.
And you can't see his feet.
Oh yeah.
So I wide up my legs and I do and also I should take this out so you can clear. But it's the same like clears, but a little bit wider. And also I get this wider. So I play with the relaxation and movement. I can feel the relaxation and movement on my abductors. A lot. And also I use my hand. I try to use my hands because I felt here. So I track it.
Mm-hmm.
Like this.
Track and trace.
I follow the kinematic, the 4 bars that Kimi mentioned.
But Alpha, with your pelvis, you do a circle. You don't do an 8. That's okay. I'm just observing.
I don't know. I follow my inner. I'm not following the path 1 or 2 or.
Yeah. But your pelvis circling. It's doing a circle.
Yeah, I try to. Actually, I try to stretch my abductors without stretching. I always say, like moving them.
Yeah.
I think his pelvis is doing an 8.
Now, yes.
Yeah.
Now, yes. Yeah.
Very good. There he goes. Yeah. Very good.
Okay.
And in this position, in this movement, in this size or wide, I really can feel the abductor here stretching.
You don't feel them, or you do?
I do feel it.
You do feel it. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit like.
Go ahead, Claire.
No, it's a bit like what you taught us, Kimi, to stretch the adductors, to go in this position and then twist the pelvis. We learned this with you.
Mm-hmm.
No?
Yeah. That's a possibility. Another way to work, if you want to work with your hands on your adductors, you can sit and do 3 and 4. And you have good access to putting your hands on the tissues of the adductors. You can go in the same direction as your knee is moving, or you can go in the opposite direction.
The opposite also, Kimi, yes, it's a nice feeling when you
Yeah.
are stretching the skin in an opposite direction of the movement. It's a kind of, it's doing something.
Yeah. Yeah. I always say it's like petting your dog or cat in the opposite direction of which that the hair goes in. You know, it's very easy to pet them in one direction, and then if you go the other direction, it's a completely different experience.
Yeah. With one exception, if you have a Rhodesian Ridgeback.
Uh-huh. That's it. Okay. Our time's up.
Yeah. Very nice. Thank you very much. Second
You're welcome.
bathroom
Thank
is
you all
almost
of you
ready.
Very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you all of you for your participation. It was great.
Thank you. And I'll look at the recording for the last time.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Claire.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye, Nico.